Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Chat with Gary. Ronaldo's home. Gary, the prodigal son returns.
Chai, I want to sing you this song, right?
No,
Viva
please. Last
Ronaldo!
time you did
Viva
something like this, went a big.
Ronaldo!
Oh
Running down
no!
the wing, United sing Viva Ronaldo!
Last time you sang the song was Van de Beek. As soon as you sang that
And then he
song, you
went on the
became Van
bench.
de Bench. Van the bench. Look, United beat Newcastle 4-1. It. There were moments in the game that I was feeling uncomfortable, very uncomfortable. Um, and because there was so much a saga of Ronaldo signing, Ronaldo coming back home, it was probably the game was all focused on Ronaldo and one man only, right, in the first half. But I kind of felt there were issues that United had in the past seasons that kind of resurfaced in the first half. So let's talk about them. Newcastle had no inclination of going forward, right? They parked the bus, and for some reason, our midfield was stood there, and Newcastle defense was sitting in banks of four. What did you make of it the first half? I was very uncomfortable, by the way, but how did you see it?
Hey, Chai, it was a hard game. Huh? Let's not get it twisted. It was really, really difficult. Newcastle point blank didn't want to play. I don't know if you realize, but if you saw the goalkeeper take goal kicks, he got caught out a few times wasting time. The referee had to even call him on it.
This was even in the first half, first 20
even
minutes.
the first half, dude. They basically, like I say, right? They go into Football Manager. They just wanted to simulate the match. Just put all the defenders back and just get through the game. They had no intention of playing football. They didn't want to get a win. They were hoping to get a draw, and that was it. And I think, considering the circumstance and the way Newcastle played, I thought it was a fantastic result. I told you going into this game, I just had a funny feeling about this game, just because the way Newcastle were going to set up, they were going to defend, they were going to park the bus, and you know how good United are at breaking down low blocks, or rather how bad we are at breaking down low blocks. So that inkling was always the back of my mind, thinking that, okay, you know what? Are we actually going to get through this game? Are we going to get the goals that we need to get past Newcastle? And I think in the end, Ronaldo was the difference. It was the fairy tale homecoming. The prodigal son returns. And he has proved to a lot of doubters that at the top level, very few players can go to three different leagues and kill it in three different leagues. I know it's still early days, but I've got a good feeling that Ronaldo's going to be top scorer in the Premier League this season.
Big call, dude. Big call. Talking about homecomings, on the other hand, we had Lukaku score the two as well for his homecoming for Chelsea. But let's leave that aside for now. That's not under the purview of this conversation. But I wanted to talk to you about five things, right? So let's talk one by one, going from the worst to the best, right? Talk to me about.
Why are you killing the pass? Why the worst?
No,
all right, it's okay.
We'll get to it.
Okay.
Let's talk about Matic. I had a feeling he was over in the first half, but I think the second half, I think he did a decent job. What did you make of it? We didn't play the double pivot, which I thought was going to be status quo for us this season as well. But then, Pogba was with Matic. First half, some things just didn't happen, right? Second half, I think he took a lot more control. But what did you think about Matic in the midfield?
Oh, Matic, I thought controlled the game really well in the first half. I think his calming presence really helped the defense. I think we looked a lot more composed there as opposed to when Fred was there last time we played. It was good having him there, dude. And him next to Pogba.
Pass, right?
Yeah, he could pass and he could, not rush things, not dive into tackles. I think that's really important. And the way he just shielded the back four. And the one thing you realize about Matic, right? You don't see it as much in this game. But if you look at the other games, what he does really well is he'll provide cover when the centre-back bombs forward. Yes. So when you look at some of the few games that we played, when Maguire goes forward, he seamlessly slots into the centre-back position, which I think Fred doesn't do. Fred gets carried away and he goes forward as well. I think Matic is really, really his understanding of the game is
Yeah.
critical for us going forward. I think the second half he kind of maybe was a bit tired, and I thought he lost a bit of wind. I think he had to come
Yeah.
off. And look, Van de Beek's there sitting, and he's like, you know
Yeah.
what? Fred's not
This
playing,
is
and I'm not even getting a call into the first team. Like, what do you do? But we
right.
can talk about it in another.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, but I think talking about the goal that the Newcastle scored, I think it was an atrocious tackle by Maguire. He was nowhere to be seen. Matic was nowhere to be seen. I think it just was a big clusterfuck, and then you just see Newcastle just counterattack us, and then they score.
We got
Um,
overloaded. Try 3-2.
Overloaded, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
Um,
look, it was one of those things. Yeah, when you're attacking, De Gea couldn't do anything about it. But that was one of the opinions that I kind of wanted to seek out of this conversation, right? So which was Matic better than Fred? I think Matic is only 32 or 33, and when you have a kingpin and Ronaldo as 36 playing the way he does, I don't see any reason why Matic couldn't replicate it. But look, yeah, that was that. The next thing I really want to talk about is kind of worrisome in Sancho. I think he'll take a bit of
okay.
time to settle in. Some there were phases in his game that he was trying to step overs and put some flair into his game. But then the final product is still missing. I think he misplaced quite a bit of passes. I don't think he had a control of ball in the final third. I think he was a bit wasteful. I don't know how you saw it.
You know, as the game was being played out, naturally we're texting each other about the game
Yeah.
and what we thought. I think, look, having watched the highlights again and looking at some of the key moments in the game, I think maybe we've misjudged Sancho. Maybe we've been too harsh on him. I think what he's done really well is he's tried to keep the ball really tidy.
Mm.
Is I think he still needs to get a better understanding of how his teammates play. And I think that's why when you look at a few key moments in the game where, he could have probably passed the ball a bit earlier, I think he tends to hesitate a bit more.
Yeah.
And that's maybe due to the fact that he's not played enough with his teammates and he needs to acclimatize to the league, obviously.
Yeah.
But from what I've seen this game, from previous games, is that he's gained a bit more confidence going forward. He's taking on more players now, and he's getting more involved in the game, which is really important.
Correct.
So as far as I'm concerned, he's improving game to game. And I think, look, let's give him some time. Let's see what happens with Rashford when Rashford comes back in. The key thing is for me, right? There's competition in the team right now, so no one is dead set to start. Maybe apart from Ronaldo, but it's only good for us. And I think Sancho will come good towards the end of the season when he starts to pick up a bit more momentum.
Talking about picking up momentum, I think we found the signing of the season already. I'm not talking about Ronaldo yet, but I'm talking about Varane. I think that guy is just the real key part of the puzzle that we were missing from the last season. I think he's a definite upgrade over Lindelof in the way he kind of controls the ball.
Hey,
It's
Chai,
just
I
a
want to
calming
ask
presence.
you. What do you think of best center back partnerships?
Though it's controversial, we spoke about it last night as well. I think Lindelof and Varane would be absolutely fantastic. Maguire still, dude. I know he's a club captain. I shouldn't give. He was okay yesterday, but you know
He's
what I
just so
don't like about
clumsy,
Maguire?
dude.
He's so clumsy. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just it's like streaming.
Saint Maximum
Streaming.
skinned him a few
Yeah,
times, dude. Saint
exactly.
Maximum could have skinned him a few more times. I think when he comes across agile players, fast players, he
He
struggles
can't.
big time.
Yeah. You know what? He'd be suited for center forward like Lukaku because both of them are clumsy, right? But if he comes up with some nimble guy like I can't think of if he comes up against
Like a
Salah and
Hazard,
stuff
like
like
a
that. I
prime
think
Hazard.
Prime Hazard or Salah now, I think we'll find ourselves in a bit
Yeah.
of bother there.
Yeah.
also, you know what? Every time I see Maguire play, it's like streaming a 8K video on a bloody 256 Mbps
Dial up.
internet speed
Dial
on a
up.
dial-up internet. That's exactly how he is, right? It's just so fucking clumsy. But
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
his mistake that led to the goal, right? He shouldn't have been diving at the halfway line, dude. What? Why did he need to make that challenge? And it was so easy for them to just skip past him. But then it was
I
culmination of the defensive errors. But that's
Yeah, I think I'm a bit worried, but I think hopefully Varane can kind of mask some of the deficiencies there. But I think at some point, I think I'd like to see Varane play next to Lindelof.
yeah.
Whether it's the Champions League or the FA Cup or the League
FA Cup,
Cup.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, just to
yeah,
kind of see how they work together. Because I think they work better as a combination. Lindelof has amazing delivery, right? Remember that Leeds
yeah.
game where he put a through pass to
Put it
Bruno?
Rashford,
Absolutely crazy.
yeah. Oh,
Um,
yeah. It was last season as well. I think it was one of those
oh, did he? Okay.
Bournemouth or whatever. Yeah, Bournemouth or whatever. He just yeah, he saw Rashford making the run and then he just put it through and Rashford scores, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, he has a good ball on him for sure. He has a good pass on him. I think he's then if Lindelof would have been better in the air and stuff like that, I think we'd have really good ball playing defenders, right?
Yeah. I mean, the
Between
key for
Varane and
me
Lindelof.
for Varane Chai is that he makes the game simple. The fact that you don't talk about him as much in the game means he's had a good game because as a defender, he's meant to keep things
Correct.
tidy, just keep
Correct.
the ball rolling,
Yeah.
protect your keeper. And I think De Gea as well. He's kind of dude. He's
His
lifted his game up from last season.
Oh my god, dude! I
That,
think
that,
there was
that
some
pass to oh my god, the pass to what's his name?
uh,
Who did he pass it to?
Bruno,
Greenwood?
not Bruno, Greenwood. Yeah,
Oh my god, Chai. Like from goal, like he basically picked the ball up and just
yeah,
punted it. It was
yeah,
the best pass I've seen a keeper ever do.
dude. That's what led to the third goal, right? Where
It
Bruno
was
just smacks it. Yeah, man. Look, I think De Gea's performance has been crazy, and it'd be stupid to bring in Henderson just now, and it'd
yeah.
be a slap in the face. I think De Gea's headspace when last season was probably not right, and sometimes Ole can read players better, and credit where credit is due. That he just kept him away from the game for a while, didn't instigate more mistakes he would have made. But hey, look, he's coming good now, right?
He's come
He's
good,
coming
Chai.
good
He's
now.
come good, man. And if we can keep this they are going into the season, I think look, I think we've got a lot more confidence in not conceding goals and therefore. But I wanna ask you about one player because I think this player for me sort of went under the radar a bit
Mm.
because he was playing a lot deeper. But in saying that, he was crucial for that fourth goal and how we
Oh,
got that fourth
yeah.
goal.
I know who
Paul
you're talking
Pogba.
about. Man, Paul Pogba, that was my next question anyway. I think Paul Pogba in the first half seemed restless because I think he was playing in the defensive half. And when he saw the likes of Ronaldo up front, the likes of Bruno up front, he would have been, something would
He's
have been
itching.
itching to go forward, right? So it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, I could see the restlessness when he had to go back to defend a couple of Newcastle attacks and stuff like that. He threw in a rash challenge. There was rash challenge that luckily he didn't take the player out, but I would have seen a yellow coming, and he did get a yellow card, right? He was yellow carded for the stamp on the Newcastle player when he was trying to do that, whatever. Anything.
Oh, true.
I
He
think he was
did.
trying to
True.
go the
Yeah, yeah.
360, right? So he stamped it. He stamped that player and took him out.
His
But
tackles remind me of Paul Scholes tackles, dude.
yeah, it's like they
So
shouldn't be
bad.
tackling players, dude. And
Just don't tackle.
just don't tackle, just do your thing. But
Yeah.
look, second half, I think after they scored, he started going forward a little bit more and focused his play on connecting the defense to midfield. And I think he did a fantastic job, dude. And look, this game last season we draw. Right? Let's
Oh,
call a cat, and then say this game with with the defenders that these guys
two
had.
banks of four. That's it.
Two banks
Where
of four. We're drawing this game, right?
yeah.
There was no way. We didn't have the quality to cut through them. But look, I think a lot things have changed. We have more quality in the team. I think the people within the team as well are playing with a little more confidence. So and Paul Pogba has been crucial. Now you can't call the Bruno thing an assist, right? I mean, it's not an
He
assist; it's a
passed the
pass. So
ball.
let's calm the fuck down, and then it's an
But
assist,
Chai,
I
the
guess.
stat are the stats. He's had 7 assists in 4 games.
I know,
That's
dude.
more than the whole of last season put
I,
together.
I'm telling you,
So
this is where I think Paul Pogba will, if they win something big this season, right? And it's a big if they win something material this season. There are only two cups that are material for a club like United. It's either the league or the Champions League.
Champions League.
Champions League is a bit too much for me, I guess. And if we win the league, or if we happen to do so, I think Paul Pogba stays, in my opinion, right? We have a good chance that he might. And then look, that's when the real Paul Pogba will come out, right? He's playing like he would for France now, and the reason I tell you why, and this was the, I mean, my wife and I were discussing about this yesterday. It was some players like to be in the limelight, some players don't, right? Paul Pogba is a player who doesn't like to be in the limelight. He doesn't want to be the biggest player, or whenever there's too much pressure on him, whenever people are looking at him, he
Yeah.
generally tends to go missing. Right? This has been the case with
Yeah.
United in like crucial games and stuff like that. Paul Pogba generally goes missing. I don't know why. And there are some players like Bruno who love the limelight. Right? If the limelight's not on Bruno, he's not performing. He's going missing. Right? There are two kinds of players in Pogba. There are two different mentalities, in my opinion, anyway. And
Yeah.
Ronaldo coming in, I was always worried about Bruno losing the limelight and he going missing. And yesterday he had a fucking terrible game, Bruno. It was a shit performance up until the last when he just pulled out that worldie.
Dude, this is the thing about Bruno. I keep telling people, right? Bruno can have the shittiest game where he could go through 70 minutes where he's shooting into rows at, he's tackling, he's getting yellow cards, he's arguing with the ref. And then you'll have that one moment of brilliance where he'll just put the ball into the top corner. And this is what Bruno does, right? And because of that, Chai, he's probably our most important player based on the fact of how we play football. Like, we don't control the game, we don't hold on to the ball, we don't, try to maintain possession. We are constantly trying to play in the break. We want to play with speed. And I think when I look back at what Solskjaer's trying to do now, I can kind of understand why he doesn't look at the midfield as a priority now.
Yeah.
Like he's basically, look, okay, many years from now, scientists they've spent billions and billions of money trying to understand the fucking black hole, right?
Yeah.
What they have to realize is we got a fucking black hole at Old Trafford right now. Because we have all this quality outside, but in the middle is, just sucking up the creativity. And I think for United, we just, there's something about the midfield that it's just not important for us for some reason.
It's not important. And you know what, dude? I think, when we keep going back to the time where United was it was a formidable team, right? And we had in attack Tevez, Ronaldo, and Rooney, right? And in the midfield was Park Ji-sung and probably Carrick at that point, or Fletcher, right? One of those two, and Scholes in and out, right? Because at that point, I think Scholes was probably getting old and stuff like that. I think, right? I can't, if my memory serves me right.
Yeah, so, he was towards the end of his career.
Anyway. Towards the end of his career.
Yeah.
But what was going on then was also counter-attacking, but we just didn't call it counter-attacking. Every time the opponent loses the ball, you'll see these three, Tevez, Ronaldo, and Rooney just making the run for it. Somehow the other, the midfield used to find that ball. Unfortunately, now that midfield, without Paul Pogba, can't find that ball.
Yeah.
Right? And you can see that yeah, go on.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's what I'm saying. So I think we saw remnants of that yesterday.
But I think what's changed in the time when Ferguson was there to what's happening right now is the quality of the players in the bottom of the teams have also improved.
Of course.
So they are able to defend a lot better. They're a lot faster, a lot more athletic now as well. So counter-attacking football is not going to work, especially if you're parking especially if they're parking the bus. So I think I still think we need good players in the midfield. I still think we need a playmaker in midfield.
Yes.
I think Pogba's really, really wasted so far deep. I think he needs to play forward, either in the Bruno position or on the left wing.
Yeah.
Which kind of brings another whole set of issues with what we do with Sancho and Rashford and Greenwood and all that. But these are good problems to have for me.
Yeah.
The more flexibility, the more options you've got, gives you a better chance in changing your style of play at a given moment.
I mean, you bring a good point about the left wing because we have three players who can play that role, right? Three players right now. We have Martial, we have Rashford, and then we have Sancho.
Hmm.
All three similar sort of cutout of players, right? So when I saw Sancho play yesterday, you could tell me he's Martial and I would have believed it, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Because the way he played, in terms of his
I reckon
movement, in
Rashford's
terms of
more
things.
direct though.
Exactly. Rashford's more direct. Martial would
Hmm.
probably play like Sancho, right? He was trying to
Yeah.
go down the left and cut perpendicular into this thing where he can find a pass for the striker to score. That's what he was trying to do, in my opinion. He was never
Yeah.
looking for Luke Shaw, who was overlapping, and that relationship hasn't developed or blossomed yet.
Yeah.
But apart from all that, we score 4 goals, and let's talk about the man of the hour, right? Ronaldo comes back and finds himself with a simple tap in first, right? But I'll tell you what makes him the player that he is. I think he knows what his limitations are for this age, right? For the
Hmm.
age he's at, 36. The way he manages his pace or manages his in-game stamina is, you can't teach that. It just comes with experience. He knows when to make the run. He just has that understanding of the game is so holistic in his mind that he doesn't try for wasteful balls. He'll go for ones that,
Actually, Chai, you bring a really good point. I think he's kind of changed his game, right? Let's not kid
of course.
ourselves. He's no longer that pacey winger who's able to get past 5, 6 players and
Mm,
score you a screamer. What I think Ronaldo's done is he's changed his game where he's now a number 9 who's able to drift into the wings, into the channels a bit more. He's
mm,
still got that pace there. I mean, not the Ronaldo of 18 years ago. Sorry, not 18
mm.
years ago.
12 years
17, 15,
ago.
yeah, 12
12
years
years
ago.
ago.
But
Mm.
he's that second goal that he scored. If you go back and watch the game, he was gunning for it, Chai.
Yeah,
He
dude, that's
was,
what I'm
he was
saying. He
mm,
exactly that, because he knows when to accelerate. He knows when it's a lost cause. He can make that decision because he can read the game better, right?
yeah, definitely.
Look, this we took the ball of Newcastle, and you can see what irritates me the most is Luke Shaw who's providing the ball. It can't be Luke Shaw providing the ball. It has to be a midfielder providing that ball.
Yeah.
That's my problem. Yes, realistically, in the olden days, that would have been Park Ji-sung. In the Michael Carrick, it would be Fletcher. It would be fucking Herrera back in. I mean, not too distant of the past. It'd be Pogba. But what the fuck is Luke Shaw doing there? And it's just so incredible. It's good to see, but
Yeah.
it's fundamentally bringing up an issue, which is what why is Luke Shaw taking the leadership there? That's the thing,
Yeah.
right? He
Look, and
scored
end of the
another
day,
win.
we'll take the goal as it
Oh, but
comes.
what a goal it was, dude.
Dude, left leg as well, between the keeper's legs. Couldn't have asked
Man.
for a better way. And I think he could have potentially had a hat trick as well, maybe towards the end.
Oh man, I think you
But
know what? When the Bruno goal went in, United stopped playing, Newcastle stopped playing. It was just like, okay, you take the ball. No, I don't want it. Fucking just lack of, I guess,
yeah,
desire to.
yeah. Okay.
But yeah, he should have scored a hat trick. That would have been like a perfect, return back to Old Trafford. He scored a hat trick against Newcastle back in the day. It would have been nice to
He loves
repeat
playing
it.
against Newcastle, and he loves playing against Arsenal as well. So I
He
can't
loves
wait
playing
till
again.
we play Arsenal.
Talking about which, Arsenal.
They won, Chai. They won.
uh,
3 points.
at this point, Ronaldo scored twice as many goals as Arsenal has.
You know what, right? I think Arsenal fans in general are probably a bit upset that they won because I think the majority of them want Arteta out,
Oh,
and
right.
them losing against Norwich would have probably pushed him at the towards the brink of getting sacked. And I think right now it's just prolonging the inevitable. I think for Arsenal, but
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be whoever comes at Arsenal as well. It's going to have a
yeah,
big job up his sleeve, right? So it would be the time when Ole showed up at United. They just
yeah,
a bunch of discordant players who just um, needed some kick up their asses to make sure they perform. But having said that, dude, 4-1.
Hey, Chai. By the way, before I forget, there's something else I wanted to let you know. So I was looking in Twitter about the United game, right? Obviously, people are quite divided about the way Sancho
Ronaldo coming
played.
in.
Some were okay with his performance. Some were like pretty, not convinced,
Disappointed? Yeah.
disappointed, not convinced. Yeah, and I think one guy said, "You got to change Sancho's name to Bancho." In the back of my mind, I'm just thinking if he stays on the bench any longer, there's going to be a T at the end of it. Oh,
One for the Indian fans, I think.
yeah, one for the Indian fans. Let's.
Um, dude, we
Um,
have. Oh my God, Sancho, dude, poor guy. You know what? I think he just needs to come on. Dude, he's 22, right? I mean, think about the age, dude. Come on, guys. I mean,
is he even 22? I think he's still 21.
20, yeah, big shit, dude. 21, 22. It doesn't really matter. It only
Yeah.
matters only after you're 25, right?
Dude,
Or you're 30, or you're
this is the
35.
beauty of having Ronaldo in his team right now, because he's going to take all the pressure. Players like Sancho, Greenwood, Rashford, they can all play their game,
Yeah,
relax, because
yeah.
they know Ronaldo's in the team now.
Correct. Correct.
That's all that matters.
I think they'll all play for they'll play for him to win this, go out on a winning
Yeah.
note and saying, uh, you know what? Talking about unlikely scorers. There's Lingard who pops in from. Oh, what a goal that was! Though.
Dude,
Oh,
you know what it is about Lingard, right? His movement, Chai. I've always
dude.
said this about Lingard, right? He may not have the technical ability, but his movement to find space
Yeah,
is amazing, Chai. Like, I think
man.
he just changed the left wing. When Sancho went out and he came in, all
Yeah,
of a sudden, I think we had a lot more options there for some reason.
there's more space
Um,
because they didn't have to mark another player, so that yeah. And
yeah,
he's a little bit slippery kind of a customer, right? Lingard is.
yeah.
But what credit to Marshall as well to do that,
Oh,
to
dude,
go
that
over the
dummy,
pole.
huh?
What you know? What they scored a very similar goal in against Derby, I think, when Ole first took over and Lingard scored. It was a mix of Rashford, Marshall, and Lingard who combined to score that goal, and there was remnants of it, which was quite amazing to watch. I did I didn't think they were going to
Yeah,
put that into it. And you know what? Lingard, if he had a little bit of vision or towards his right, there was Ronaldo.
yeah, dude, could have had the.
But
It's all
anyway,
right.
who gives a shit?
2 goals in your home debut. That's
That's as much as he could have asked for, right? And
yeah,
after the whole game, Ronaldo said, "I was bloody nervous when I was playing here," and then
yeah.
he would have
Actually,
been
you could
too.
tell because he had that first
Yeah,
volley, I guess, that he scoffed.
yeah.
So, I was like, oh my god.
And then he one of his touches was like Lukaku's touches of old days, right? There was one touch that he tried to pass it or control it or whatever. He didn't know what he was doing, but then
I was like,
it just
oh
went a
my
mile
god.
away, right? I was like, oh.
Dude,
But you know
imagine,
where
yeah, the pressure, dude. I mean, the whole world,
is
like,
seeing this kid,
over a
right?
billion supporters, close to a billion supporters, just wanting, you to see you play at Old Trafford.
Yeah,
That pressure is, it's
yeah.
crazy. So,
I mean, this was not Newcastle versus. It was not Manchester United versus Newcastle. It was Ronaldo versus Ronaldo playing. That's it. Let's keep it at that.
Ronaldo playing, yeah. And
Ronaldo
in Optus
returning.
Sport, there was actually an option where you could just watch Ronaldo play the whole game. I'm like,
That'll be
man,
nice,
these
right?
guys are just
Fucking
milking it.
that Optus Sport, dude. I mean, there's such a weird thing because the pre-game for United versus Newcastle was actually the end of Tottenham versus Crystal Palace. The Crystal Palace
Yeah.
versus Tottenham. And then the coverage started 10 minutes ago when
I
the referee is
know.
blowing the whistle. And I'm like, and as soon as you put it, there's always that goddamn Hungry Jacks ad that comes. I'm like, I don't know why Hungry Jacks is there.
And the worst,
And
you know what's the
let's see.
funny thing as well? I don't know if you realize, right? Before the ball was kicked off, the announcers just announcing the names of the players and all that.
They started.
He started, you know what? Let's keep on going, boys. The guy must be
I
so
know.
pissed.
Uh, And I think the Newcastle guys started before United.
He started even before kneeling down. Yeah.
Dude,
you know
imagine.
what?
I think the only thing I'm worried about Ronaldo is his Adam's apple may be offside sometimes, dude. His Adam's apple being offside on one end and Maguire's nose playing people on the onside.
Maguire, oh my god.
Dude, his nose is quite big, oh fucking hell. I think his nose will play everybody onside, I think.
If he faces the goal, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Anyway, Chai, next game, we play Young Boys, Champions League.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good one.
It's away game. So
It's an away game, but it's Young Boys, the Newcastle of the Champions League, I guess. But
wow.
let's see.
We've said that, and it's come to backbite us a lot of times.
We have to win. We have to go through the group stages this time. But let's see. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching the video. Young boys, not old boys.
Yes. But I just wanted to. After that, we have West Ham twice and Aston Villa, I think, coming up. I think pretty easy games to win. We'll see how things go.
Yeah. Hopefully, what's his name? Lingard gets another audition for the West Ham. Van der Beek, yeah. Hopefully, he plays in the Champions League. But yeah. Anyway, guys, that's it for the video. Please hit a like on that like button, and please subscribe to the channel if new. Until next episode, this is Chai with Gary.